So joining the conversation, we have Tinka. She's a musician. So now all of them have had a chance to introduce themselves. We want to let you do justice to your own introduction. Please introduce yourselves to Kenyans.
All right. My name is Tinka. I am a musician, a singer, a dancer, a performer. What I do is entertain. So I started last year, about May, and I've progressed gradually, and now I'm where I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Did you study anything, or was it music something you knew since 2 years old?
I did actually study music right after school. I studied real estate from the University of Nairobi.
Okay.
Okay. Before we hear more from her, we're actually getting a lot of your feedback. Thank you so much for everyone who's SMSing us. 22422 is the SMS line, and the hashtag is Daybreak. This is your feedback at this time. We've got, I think, 4 tweets. Let's go with the first one. Zinzi, what do we have?
All right. This is... I don't know what to pronounce it. Yes. You say creatives are a crazy lot. Once they believe in a cause, nothing else matters.
Okay, thank you, the Ngosi, for that. I don't know if they consider themselves a crazy lot. We'll hear from them. Ricky, Photograph 4, you say, wow, a student from a school of medicine in the same interview with someone who never went to college? That means it's not all about education. Okay, St. P, you'll respond to that.
Nixon Buru says, Barry, are the bright tattooing colors like white, orange, etc. for every dark skin? Now you
for
see,
the very dark skin.
But you're going to now start giving consultation here on live TV. You're going to have to come back and answer that one.
He's asking, if you're rich in melanin, can I get a colorful one to start? Okay, and Abel from Eldoret, you say, creative arts is a new way of presenting art. The only problem in the industry is it's not regulated, unlike in the West. That's an interesting question. And you say, these people dare to dream. And St. P, I want to hear from you. You've heard what that viewer has said about how your talents have sort of equalized all you guys. You're dreaming, you're a crazy lot.
The part of being crazy is true. Because, of course, creatives are not, I always say, creatives are not normal people. When people see trees, you see a forest. You see, so quantifying all that, I'll say, of course, everyone, for me, I remember telling my parents, if I knew I would be a music producer, piano basi, I wouldn't have pushed myself to learn chemistry and fail, and physics and fail, and learn a little bit of everything. But at the end of the day, it's about, as he has said, it's what's your cause, what's your purpose? And for me, I'm driven by purpose. What music production has done to me, it has been able to help me kind of like fulfill the purpose that God has put me here. And my purpose is to reach people. So through music producing, through producing a song, through interacting with people, I'm able to still function in my purpose.
I'm so glad that out of all of us here, we actually have some sort of a lecturer here. So Nzilani, here's the thing. What is the role of education in the creative industry, in the creative art? Just stemming from what one of our viewers has said. You have someone who went all the way full course to college, one who didn't. They're both yet in the creative industry. Their spaces have brought them on the same platform.
Yeah.
What's the role of education in the creative industry?
Okay, so I think you can have both. You don't have to have gone to school. And I have a lot of friends who've not gone to school who are very good graphic designers, very good musicians, all that. So, but I think what education gives you, and what I found it gave me, is the space to think for a time. You know, you literally have someone giving you some instructions or asking you to do something that you can do. You can think wilder. You don't have to worry about the money that you have to make from this thing at that time. You're doing an assignment, or you're thinking differently. As well, like at ADMI, it tends to be people who are in the workforce who are teaching you. So you get their experience. They get to tell you about how they've charged, even pricing, what they've dealt with. So you get to work with someone who can show you their experience, can give you tell you more about this.
There's something I want to add. There's a time my granddad, I was having a conversation with my granddad, and he was like, yo, I hear you're drawing houses and they're big, they're nice. And then I said, yeah. Did you go to school? I said, no, like I don't need school. And then my granddad told me this, and it changed kind of like my perception. It's like, okay, it's okay you're doing this and you've not gone to school, but you see, you're useful, but you're stupid. Because if
people... Did you use that exact word?
Yes, you're useful, of course, but you're stupid. Because if, let's say, a job opportunity comes and it just needs a certificate from a local polytechnic and 1 month experience.
So stupid because in the sense that, you know, education equates your creative ability with a paper.
Yes, with something.
So you could be useful, you could be very good, but because you don't have the paper.
Yes, you will miss that opportunity. So education is still important. And me not either going to school and being here does not, let's say, validate the fact that no, you don't have to go to school. If you have an opportunity to go to school, make sure you go to school, because there are two things. There are things which you're responsible for and things which you are meant to. So,
you know, in this day and age, with our unemployment rate, you know, when you tell a young person to go to school, why am I going to school? For employment, there are no jobs. To learn, there's Google, there's YouTube, I can go directly learn from Zila by giving me being an intern. So why am I going to school?
I think and even as a response to that, each of you be ready to jump in on that if you're ready to go ahead, Cindy.
I think going to school, that's why I say, if you have an opportunity to go to school, like most of the young people that I've talked to, especially try to make up between the parent and the kid. Mimi mtoto wangu ataka kusoma, nataka kuwa msanii. Like I had a case with my cousin actually. He said, I'm not going to school, I want to start singing. But you see, if there is an opportunity, go to school, learn what you have to learn, because most of the knowledge I'm using right now is what I actually learned in maybe secondary school. I think
I think the school part is important. They say there's education and there's learning. Whatever you do for creative people, it's important to learn. The problem is that we have a lot of creatives who are good in their technical skill, but it stops, it dwarfs their purpose in life. When you go to school, or if you don't have the money or opportunity to go to school, you learn, you read stuff, you read books, you watch stuff on YouTube, you watch TED Talks. It opens up your mind that if I want to sing and perform, there is a purpose bigger than the entertainment. If I want to do tattoos, it's not just about skin. If I want to be a graphic designer, it's not about Illustrator and Photoshop. If I want to be a photographer, it's not about shutter speed and ISO and likes on Instagram. There's a bigger purpose beyond that. So you find that a lot of young people know technically, but then what? You can't do anything big with what you have learned.
Here's the thing, Barry. As much as maybe I can go to school, let's say I would love to become a photographer, I could go to school. I know I am very talented. In fact, I don't even need to sit in a classroom to be taught what I already know I have, which is the skill. Nevertheless, on this issue of education in the creative arts, don't you not advise then perhaps go to school and take a different course, business administration? That will then help you as an individual in running your business, which is photography, which is as a tattoo artist. Just pick up on that.
Okay, as far as it's a form of art, at some point it becomes into business more. But now, let's say like, let me just answer that from the
one of the tweets that came in.
Normally, tattoos come like in different colors. Like we have different color pigmentations, which comes good on a particular complexion. So depending on different shades of color on someone, they come out good.
Okay.
So what it was for dark skin? Because he specifically asked for dark skin.
Okay, dark skin mostly it's only black and gray and some white, which pops out more compared to the color. Maybe someone who's a lighter skin. Yeah.
So Wahiga would do an orange tattoo, but I can't get away with that. Okay.
Because we have different skin tones.
Yeah.
Okay. If you insist. All right. And Cindy, for you, I then wonder, what has social media done to your profession, done to your creative part of what you do right now? And without social media, would you be able to do what you're doing?
Social is my biggest marketing tool. Like my whole business, the whole strategy of it is online. So shoppers will shop online. My posts or sponsorships will go online. So pretty much without these social forums, then it would be very difficult to get the kind of influence that I'm able to command to the people who follow me.
So how do you differentiate yourself, man? They're like, I don't know, 5,000 makeup artists online. Everybody's using filters. Everybody's got the best photographer in town working with them. Everybody's got, working really hard on it. How do you stand out?
So for me, I feel like I've been able to stand out mostly in this aesthetics thing because I'm bringing in something that is not presently there in the industry. So a lot of people, as much as there's very many stores who are selling skincare, very few people give in-depth consultations and actually work with their client as they are walking through this 6 months to a year of treatment for their skin. And hence somebody developing that kind of trust will get somebody to maybe have you work on them for makeup. But like as independently as a makeup artist, it's actually quite difficult. You just do the best that you can one day at a time. Yeah.
Interesting. Stephen and Saint, let me throw it back to you, and I want to now escalate this conversation just a little bit into what we were discussing off air. How easy is it right now, Stephen, to shoot as a photographer in CBD? The reason why I asked that is about 2-3 years ago, government made it very difficult for you to just pop up in CBD with a photograph and just start taking pictures. We had photographers at that point come out and even talk about it. So answer that for me. And also St. P, here's the problem as well. There were kids, or there are still kids, creative kids who come out on Sundays to take pictures. That also caused a sort of a problem because they were seeing the sort of pictures and the sort of activities happening ethical. In CBD. Exactly. And photographers now, actual photographers or people who actually, this is their bread and butter, came out and said, you can't punish us because these kids come on a Sunday in CBD to shoot, right? Yeah. That is for you. But Stephen, just on the issue of permits and so forth.
The problem of shooting in town is a complex one because number one, you could be shooting for your hobby with your camera, just like a Mzungu walking in a foreign tourist country. But if you meet corrupt city council askaris, if you meet a corrupt policeman, if you meet watchman akonanja next to a bank, they are going to either extort you or they are going to ask you for money or they will arrest you. That is not legal. There is a second part to it. The collaboration and the partnership with the local authority has not been forthcoming. You know, they promised that they are going to help us get permission and make it easier to do it. And then you find that it's not, you know, just the non-functional system of the county government. Number three, there are people who are shooting commercially in town. You know, like if you go with equipment, it's business. Then you need to pay. That one, there is no negotiation. You need to pay your fees. You need to pay your rates. And
are those rates friendly? Do those rates make sense in your business? Do those permits, if you're to go take this, if you're to shoot in a different county, you still need to get permits, which means it will cost you money. Do those prices make sense to you as a businessman?
For medium-sized and large entities that do video production and photography work, it will make business sense because you factor those costs in your business. But for these young photographers, like the ones who shoot on Sundays, or you know, you find somebody has gone with a couple, they want to do an engagement shoot in town, even if it's on a busy weekday at archives, I don't think those kind of people need to be charged any amount of money. In developed countries, you find that people photograph anywhere. And I can even extend it. It's not just photographing. I have had people sing in streets of corners in Paris and in Europe. People do art, people do graffiti, people do anything they want in public spaces. But those who are doing it commercially, I mean, Nairobi County government needs money, so they need to pay. But then they don't need to harass us. But you know, our policemen wako na njaa. So you have to be fearful. It's a few times I have had to bail guys out from Central Police because they have been arrested shooting on a street. You know.
All right, St. P.
Yes. The ethical question actually has even extended into music. The fact is, wasi wanasema, oh, you know, these young kids that have come here, each and every time wanaanza kuimba nyimbo mbaya, or gengeton is bad. These people, they are dancing, they are doing this, they are doing that. Yes, the ethical question or the moral question is actually there. But at the end of the day, in regards to what we do, there are people who will tend to actually take advantage of the opportunity that has been put there. Let's say, for example, watu sidhani kama wamekuwa off late. I think we don't have that problem anymore, right?
The ones who shoot in town?
Wale wenye walikuwa na shoot waki...
No, they still do it, but wameenda chini ya...
Yeah, wameenda chini ya
like it's not as rampant
those
ratchet photo shoots,
yeah.
Yes, it's not as... Alafu kashikilia. Provocative dancing on the streets.
Yes, okay. So it's yet rampant venye ilikuwa. Because of late, even in the groups that we have, that's not our issue anymore. But the biggest issue we have is I rather shoot on Sunday because I know as a hustler, it makes sense kwa hustle yangu because now I won't pay this, I won't pay that, I won't pay this, I won't pay that. So if let's say the rates and let's say a consensus is made on, okay, we understand that creatives wanataka ku make dough and this is the art that they have that they get money from, you know, to cater for their own whatever they are doing, then we just need to come together and say, okay, sawa, let's just have a one-off fee of a year, let's say 2K. They do that for matatus, they do that for venues, they do that. So, well, you know, the agencies that handle this waseme tu basi.
They need to give us, they need to give you guys the way forward,
yes.
Clarity on the matter. Let me bring in Tinka, who's a singer, and I know you had a chance to introduce yourself a bit earlier, but maybe you can tell us just a little bit more about the style of music you do, and also for musicians, we've heard about the challenges of monetizing your art. Talk to us about that. I know nowadays at least you have multiple platforms. If a radio DJ doesn't want to play your music, at least you can put it on YouTube. But what challenges do present-day artists like yourself face?
Okay, for my sound, I literally just call it good music, but I do focus...
Good music?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you can't limit yourself. If a different artist with a different vibe comes with a different sound and you come together, you make a whole other sound, and I think that's okay. You don't have to specify yourself. But then I think the greatest challenge as an artist, as you start up, is not even production. There's cost challenges, but there is more of the music business, which is why also going to school comes into play, because you have to know how to get into the industry and how to maneuver it to get to the top where you want to go. And most times it helps if you have someone to mentor you, like greater artists or someone in the industry. But I think to be able to maneuver the business side of whatever creative part you're doing is the greatest challenge.
So are you in school? Did you go to school? And what does school mean for you? Because Zinz was asking, so is it for you now to go and do business management to understand how to monetize your trade? Some people are telling us here they did medicine, others architecture before they ended up in what they're doing. What's your story?
Would you choose a program, would you study a course that would then help you with your music, with your being as an artist?
To say the truth, I don't think I would choose a course that is related to my music, because I can still learn the same things right now, because life and experience are great teachers, and the world that teaches you from the challenges you're facing. When you meet people who have gone through the same challenges as you, they give you solutions, they teach you how to go. But what I studied in school is something much greater. For example, I did real estate. So when I do my music, I make my money. In future, I can use that information and that finance that I created to invest in real estate.
Beautiful. Here's the thing, Barry. Is there anything that you would do differently so far in your journey as a tattoo artist? Is there anything that you would do differently?
Okay, at times mostly doing business-wise, yeah, apart from being an artist.
What is that? Because a tattoo artist could be listening, a young tattoo artist could be listening. They're just trying to figure out, how do I change this? How do I turn this from a skill to a meal, something that also puts electricity in my house?
Normally having the passion in the art and taking the art seriously. Yeah.
Do you still practice architecture as well? Is it something that you still do on the side?
I took a break from it.
Took a break from it. Yeah. Quick question to all of you, by a show of hands. It's cliche, but I feel like I need to ask it. Is anybody here doing what they studied in school for? So you're doing real estate?
I do it on the side.
You do it on the side, but not mainstream? You? Yeah. Just give her the mic. Just give her the mic.
Yes, I still do it on the side.
On the side, okay. And
no, I'm squaring it.
Completely.
So you're the only one who studied that, and it's your full-time. Okay. So
because I did the graphic design degree, but the sociology degree helps me teach.
Okay.